Hi and welcome to A Bird's Eye View. I'm Art Byrd. The film that we'll be taking a look at today is Brooklyn's Finest. Now the film blends three stories together, and director Anton Fuqua, who has directed Training Day and King Arthur and a few other films, does a good job of weaving the stories together. Some of the characters cross each other's paths as they continue to walk in their own stories. Always a very interesting element in films. Now, Fuqua is known as taking the audience deep into the world of his films, and his film has some bad people in there. There are drug dealers, there's corrupt cops, and there are kidnappers. He also gives a little bit of element of the good with some loyalty and also some pride. Well, in the film, it seems like everyone is kind of like blended together in a kind of social system that no one can really win, and some of them may not even live through. Now, the film has a strong cast. It's got Don Cheadle, who plays Tango, aka Clarence, who is a cop who is deep undercover and wants to get out. But his boss, played by Will Patton, has one more job for him. Now, one of the things that I always enjoy in films is casting. This has an amazing cast, but it also has one good casting coup, and that is Wesley Snipes. And you see Wesley Snipes in New Jack City and Blade. And one of the things is that his films usually go straight to DVD, not something mainstream like Brooklyn's Finest, so it's very good to see him in this. He plays Kaz, who was just recently released from prison. And what happens is that the feds want him back in prison. And so what happens is that one more job goes to Tango. Now, Tango and Kaz have a history. It was that Kaz helped Tango actually saved his life in prison. So Tango has a little bit of trepidation in doing the job. Now we go to a second story, which is a story with Ethan Hawke, who plays Sal. And he's a Brooklyn cop who really is in need of money. His family needs to move to get a bigger house. Their house has some toxic mold and some things like that. And he needs money. So he starts robbing the drug dealers. And that doesn't turn out as well as he wants. One of the other stories is Richard Gere. Now Richard Gere is amazing in this film. One of the things is he plays Eddie Dugan, who is a veteran who has only 7 days left on the job. Now the brass wants him to take out rookies, and that is kind of hard because it's a high crime area. And what happens, what he wanted was a quiet week and just kind of glide out of the force, but that is not going to happen because basically the rookies are knuckleheads and don't listen to him and get into some trouble. But the one thing about Richard Gere, he always has a quiet presence in film, and it really shows that his character didn't have the kind of career or stellar career that he would have liked to have. Now the one thing about Brooklyn's Finest is that there's a lot of profanity in there, a lot of street lingo, which means you might need a dictionary to translate. But all in all, that Brooklyn's Finest is a great film that you cannot predict what's going to happen next. And what's kind of interesting is you go along with the ride of the characters because they don't know what's going to happen. And that is always interesting because there's twists and there's some turns that you just may not see coming. So if you're looking for a film that has a large scope, you can almost either go see Brooklyn's Finest for the scenery on the big screen, or you can even wait for it on DVD. Either kind of way, you really, really think you're going to enjoy what Brooklyn's Finest has to offer. Well, my name's Art Byrd, and that's been A Bird's Eye View.